Virginia Giuffre brought a civil case in the States and accused Andrew of being basically brought over to the UK by Epstein to have sex with him. Now, he settled that case out of court, a multi-million-pound settlement with no admission of guilt. He's always denied wrongdoing. Nevertheless, that was a huge case that was brought. Now, we're hearing on top of this that there's a second woman who's considering a civil case against him.
But it's become one of the most famous pictures of the last 2 decades. A man, then known as Prince Andrew, stares into the lens next to him, a young woman, Virginia Giuffre. Behind them, looking on, smiling, Ghislaine Maxwell. Andrew has denied he ever met Virginia Giuffre and told the BBC the photo could have been faked. But a newly surfaced email sent from Ghislaine Maxwell to Epstein suggests she knew it was real. Giuffre's family says it proves Virginia was telling the truth about Andrew. Let's talk to Kate Mansey, the Times royal editor, co-host of the Royals podcast. She joins us now. Kate, morning to you.
Morning.
I don't think anyone necessarily believed Andrew when he said this was a faked picture and when that argument was made. But does this really put it beyond doubt?
Yeah, it's more of the same, isn't it, Stig? I think he said one thing, everybody had their suspicions, and then we've seen time after time more and more bits of evidence that dispute his version of events. Now, here we have the latest, the famous picture that started it all, of him with Virginia Giuffre. She said at the time it was taken to show her family because she was so thrilled to meet a prince. But yeah, she was only a teenager at the time. And now we have what seems to be Ghislaine Maxwell's testimony saying that it was a real picture. There's no doubt about it. So Epstein continues to ruin reputations from beyond the grave and anyone associated with him.
And things he paid off. It's very hard to go beyond this. That he paid off Virginia Giuffre, didn't he? That's what it amounts to anyway.
That's right. If you remember, sort of 2011 to 2014, it all started to build because Virginia Giuffre brought a civil case in the States and accused Andrew of being basically brought over to the UK by Epstein to have sex with him. Now, he settled that case out of court, a multi-million-pound settlement with no admission of guilt. He's always denied wrongdoing. Nevertheless, that was a huge case that was brought. Now, we're hearing on top of this that there's a second woman who's considering a civil case against him.
There's also a story in the Times today about a threesome that's being alleged around Andrew.
That's right. I mean, these are such tawdry details that are coming out. I mean, I spent days now poring over the Epstein files. There's 3 million pages, and some of the stuff is just not fit for broadcast. It's really disgusting. It's despicable. It's tawdry. There are jokes between Mandelson and Epstein, between Andrew and Epstein, between Sarah Ferguson, who shares intimate details about one of her daughters. I think the whole thing is just unseemly. It's quite the understatement.
Is it a hard read for you? Is it hard to read? I mean, I read Helen Rumblow's great piece who has done like you, sat immersed in this awfulness for sort of days. How does it feel? Do you feel just sort of unclean at the end of it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you do. I mean, I would urge anyone to read that piece because it's exactly how it feels like reading those documents. I mean, and then we had over the weekend Prince Andrew seen smiling and waving to people on his estate. Now, I was told that while it wasn't the final straw at the palace for people, this was after that picture emerged, of course, of Andrew on all fours over an unidentified woman. It's seemingly at Epstein's New York townhouse. There he was then a few days later, just riding around Windsor, smiling, waving at people from the wheel of his car. And I was told by someone close to the king that dismay would be a considerable understatement for what the feeling was at the palace, and this kind of essentially kind of renewed palace efforts to get him out of Royal Lodge, that mansion that he's had on a peppercorn rent for 2 decades. And that's why on Monday night, under the dead of night, he was whisked off to a new digs at Sandringham, where he will now stay. So it's really kind of the end of a 2-year siege of Royal Lodge, as it was described to me, where they've been trying to get him out for ages and finally managed it. So some small victory there at the palace amid all this, the tawdry nature of these documents.
It's an excellent word, tawdry, I think, to describe much of this. Kate, great to speak to you.
Thanks, you too.
That's Kate Mansey there, the Times royal editor. So the Sun has a story that actually the new place he's going to stay in Norfolk, the Sandringham staff are refusing to serve him